Hera, Yo, did they start already? Would be the first question. My guess is that they have started. Yo versus Hera, Arabia. Let's do it. Ornlu, if you're still around, you're welcome to join. So I'm gonna speed quickly through it to catch up. Let's see the civilizations. We can see Celts from Mr. Yo, he's trying that again. And Hera going for the common Aztecs. Okay, we're not far behind. They just started pretty much, so all good. Orle, I'm not sure if you're in chat, but again, you're welcome to join casting if you would like to. So let's see. Oh, I gotta get rid of the caster scroll speed. So this is the oops. The second last set. Yo pretty much has to have a 3-0 here to have a chance. I'm not even sure if a 3-0 for him would give him a chance to advance. He has 3-0, then he has 5 points. Oh yeah, he has a chance to advance if he 3-0s. But Yo has to win pretty much. That was weird. He's not finishing the tier for some reason. Hello, Mr. Ornlu.
Hello, Mr. Viper. Nice job in the set versus Yo.
Thank you. Are you back in? Are you in the game?
I am in the game. I am catching up, but I see that Yo has gone Celts again versus Aztecs.
Oh, worked last time. Not.
So do you think that Celts are like do you think that he would think Celts are counter-civ to Aztecs?
He probably thinks. I mean, Celts is not a bad civ against Aztecs by any means, but Aztecs still should be favored, right? I mean, yeah, I have a hard time finding many civs that Aztecs would not be favored against if I was to like make a list.
Yeah, that's why I've had them as the number one 1v1 Arabia civ for like, I don't know, ever since I started making tier lists. So that was like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, I think I thought I was expecting the barracks before mill and like the early 3 militia to drush. Yo is actually really unlucky here. He has 4 goats together on the top side and he just barely missed them, and now he's moving the wrong direction again, so there's a big chance Hera gets a massive lame as he continues to scout here.
Could be big, just one little love tap right there from the scout onto the Eagle Scout. Also, Yo's map is looking fairly open, kind of hard to really wall it. I mean, the gold is kind of on the side, so I guess it's not the worst. He does have a stone in the back, but it's definitely not too pretty. Wood lines are also fairly ugly, so yeah, not so great a start here for Yo.
I think the bottom side of his map, like with the woodland and the gold, could be easily secured with some walls, so that's not too bad, but yeah, otherwise fairly open. Stone, golds in the forward position. He does have a second stone in the back though, so if he wants that, then he should be fine getting that. And it looks like Yo gave up on finding his sheep as well, so maybe he'll have a lucky surprise later on. But he is going for the barracks before the mill, as predicted. Something he didn't do against me, which was a surprise. So Hera for sure watched the game against me, so he might expect Yo to do the exact same thing against him as he did against me, which was a men-at-arms play. So Hera might get caught off guard by this militia before mill, or barracks before mill approach.
He is with one villager going over to gold. I'm not entirely sure what this means. I mean, Aztecs, they start with the extra gold. They don't need to mine any to be able to drush effectively. Just chilling.
And Hera's
okay, there's the barracks.
Oh, Hera is so close to the goats. Ah, he barely misses it as well. One tile. He would have found 4 sheep of the enemy, which is 400 food. It's actually insane how much value that would have had. Oh, he's heading back. He might run into them again. As Yo keeps his scout forward and sends the militia forward as well, but yeah, looks like the goats will be...
Yo's gonna find these at like 15 to 20 minutes in. It feels so bad.
Yeah. Looking at his eco right now, he's 100 food in the bank and it's almost 8 minutes, so it's looking quite rough. While Hera is about to click up, he has kind of secured his base quite nicely, so I don't see this drush doing much, except being a little bit annoying, but Yeah, there he goes. He's up. And you'll have
Hera
to...
going up 22 pop, likely going to be making some swordsmen. Personally, I think like Aztecs are really good against Celts. Like, I feel like Aztecs just have everything they could ever need to deal with Celts. But yeah, just going to be going for some swordsmen is Hera and just doing everything nice and normal.
Indeed, just playing very safe. Oh, there's a chance he gets his militia in here, but Hera might be preparing some masterpiece trap. Oh, just some quick walls, but no. Oh, we got in. So these militia are actually gonna get value. Did not expect that, given how it was playing out. He should get one villager here, but actually, nope.
Yeah, I think Yo kind of messed up with the block a little bit. I think going for the Eagle Scout, but this is still quite annoying for Hera. He doesn't have a second lumber camp, so his wood income is really quite awkward right now. As he has 76 in the bank. Yeah, just definitely a little bit awkward for him. But on the other side, Yo, just with so little food to work with, long distance hunting the deer. That's just when you know things are feels bad, man.
Indeed, but I mean, the pressure from Hera is going to come in. He has plenty of time to prepare for this, and he probably knows what to expect as well.
To expect a lion.
Indeed. So I don't think Yo is necessarily in any trouble here. He's getting close to 500 food as well, so all in all, I think he's going to get out of this okay. Could have been worse. His militia actually got some damage, which they shouldn't have. So,
Ooh, even denying something? Or no, that was just a potential trap.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hera not even going for a like super quick archery range. I mean, he probably couldn't after all of that idle time. But he will be waltzing in himself.
Militia coming in. No reaction so far. Okay, there we go. Yo, with some nice quick walls here. Securing his economy. There's still one villager on the berries that is kind of trapped. Actually, two of them are exposed still.
Just one more palisade wall to the tree line would actually be just fine.
Indeed. Oh, the villager suiciding there. Actually, he might survive still. If you good block by Hera there. Very nicely done. Yo is on the way to feudal age himself. So they're quite similar at the moment. Nothing too bad. Obviously, missing the 4 sheep is going to hurt you.
Missing a villager is also going to hurt.
Yeah. But in the end, I think Yo will transition out of this okay. If he just walls his woodline... Oh, the gold! It's not going to be walled. Choosing to fight with villagers, that's never pretty.
If anybody wanted a representation of what Ornlu's ladder games look like, it's this.
Really solid micro by Yo.
Okay, never mind, I lied.
Yeah, that was a big lie, Ornlu. Didn't lose a single villager and got out of there okay, so very nicely done by Yo.
At a bare minimum, this is a significant amount of idle time, also being able to snag that scout cavalry. But even the militia with their power walking abilities can hunt down that weakened men-at-arm, and then they can just 2v1 the one that's at like 2/3 HP.
Indeed, behind
so Hera now 2 builds ahead.
Yeah, behind this Hera adding a second lumber camp. He has a range out already, so archers are on the field. Yo is dropping a market. Is he trying to... No, he can't fast castle this.
I mean, if at first you don't succeed, Hoang again. There's a stable.
Market stable as a follow-up to this. I mean, Hera has 2 archers. The 5 men-at-arms alone could do a ton of damage here. But then a stable follow-up.
This has to be for like selling stone for a fast castle, right?
The men-at-arms and the archers didn't meet each other as well, so the men-at-arms are coming in here. Hera's gonna have to pull off some really nice quick walls. Good reaction time, but...
Just running away.
Certainly. 2 archers coming in for Hera to Yo space at the same time. Yo is not producing any scouts, so this looks to be a fast castle follow-up, indeed. But how is he planning to deal with archers?
Selling the stone.
Yeah, and he would have liked a tower now on the gold, but yeah, that's not going to be an option here. 2 archers with fletching as well. Oh, low HP vills
and
on
then
the
he sent the
gold.
low HP villagers back. Okay, now this is looking like an Ornlu ladder game again.
Well, I mean, look at Yo's economy. He does have a market. He could sell 100 wood, and he would have enough gold, and it's almost ready to click Castle Age. And you know what? When Celts get to Castle Age, they're scary to deal with, man, I tell you. And Hera has 100 food in the bank, so he's gonna be miles off. So this is... Yeah, it's super risky approach by Yo, but... it's not impossible that it actually works out.
I mean, he was in a really bad spot, right? So going for this more risky approach is probably going to be his best bet. Kind of like the Hera Leary Arabia game that we
Yeah.
cast earlier. Hera also went for the selling stone, clicking up to Castle Age play. But right now, Yo doesn't have one of those like army things that can really deal with archers, so this
Oh,
could
those
still be
army
quite
things.
painful.
Oh,
Yeah.
this woodline is open on Hera's base. 5 militia in the woodline. That could be a lot of kills as well. But Hera reacts again in good time. So we should get away with probably 1 kill as the wall. Oh, no wall coming in either. But the woodline of Yo at the same time. Great reaction from both players. But the men-at-arms seems to be getting some good value here.
Indeed they are. Already with 1 villager kill, looking to be grabbing another one. Indeed they will. So that is going to be Yo more or less striking back at a bare minimum. Hera's causing a ton of idle time, which is obviously quite good, but no real permanent damage to Yo, which Hera himself sustained.
Yo now deleting the wall on the right side to go and take the gold on the front. And he, like, in a normal situation, he would have villagers forward at this point to make siege and such, but there is none of that right now. So I'm still very curious as to how he wants to transition. He added a second stable and then deleted it.
Debating the casters.
That has to be a misclick. But yeah, I mean, actually, like, all things considered, I think Yo has gotten out of this quite okay. Considering that he doesn't have any of those military things you talked about, that's... Oh, 2 villagers.
I mean, yeah, for being in a situation with no tower, not fully walled, no army, like that's about as good as he could hope for. Oh, that was a nice little parting gift there for Hera, who will just now be clicking up to Castle Age. So Yo's I think, gonna want to be doing something proactive here.
The thing is, though, like, Feudal Age army, once there's like 2 Scorpions out in the field, Feudal Age army, like 2 Scorps and 2 Knights in the Feudal Age army absolutely crushes it, like, gets crushed. There are 4 men-at-arms as well, they're all low HP though, but Hera's, like, economy, the gold is on the front, woodland on the front. If this gets into a snowball situation, which is not unlikely, it gets super, super difficult to actually defend this.
Well, that's what this whole strategy is all about. First Scorpion is out on the field. +1 defense for the Knights. Also, first shot coming in from the Scorp is quite nice. +1 defense is out for the infantry, but it's going to be Spearmen and not Eagle Warriors. So it's going to be really hard to ever kill these Scorps.
I like Hera's reaction here. He had already prepared a mining camp on the gold on the side, so he kind of expected the Huang follow-up. And he did pull off all the villagers to safety very fast. But Hera has 1 barracks, 1 range. You know what? It's not easy to stop a Huang push with 1 barracks, 1 range.
Yeah, that would be rather difficult, I would imagine. Monastery coming in here as well. I mean, to be fair, Eagle Scouts are going to be a really good unit against this sort of play in general, like especially if some Aztec monks can come in here for Hera potentially. But the fact that the Castle Age timing difference is so large means that, you know, Hera's eco is probably slightly less idle than Viper's, or not Viper, you're Viper.
I'm Viper.
Yeah. Than Yo's overall, but it's definitely not pretty.
The fun part here is that if Yo keeps the men-at-arms alive, he's going to be able to heal them to full HP, and then all of a sudden they can actually help quite nicely against the Eagles. But looks like he's kind of... No, actually, he's actually keeping them alive. Man, I hate to play against this. It's so difficult to, like, get the timing right in terms of when to engage and when to not engage. I'm sure Hera
It's all on a razor's edge.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure Hera is definitely feeling the pressure now, like, also thinking how to actually stop this. He's dropping a monastery as well, so it wouldn't surprise me if he goes for redemption monks, as he does manage to snipe 1 Scorpion, but now comes the ram, and as we know, Celt ETC, at least that's what I've heard.
That's what the legends say.
Yeah. So we might be building towards that here.
Is Hera going for the counterattack?
Hera is going for the counterattack. Very risky, but obviously Yo has nothing at home. So this counterattack could also be super deadly.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Yo's eco is, well, it's barely an eco at this point, so could be getting a ton of damage. Another barracks coming in here for Hera. He did lose 1, but this is still super awkward, and yeah, I really like the fact that Yo still has these men-at-arms alive, because against both the Spearmen and the Eagle Warriors are going to be quite powerful.
Yeah, and I like what Hera's doing as well. He's sending 9 archers to counterattack. He doesn't really have... He didn't invest into the crossbows, nor into bodkin arrows, so those units will not help in the fight on the front. So it makes absolute sense to actually try and counterattack with them, and that's what he's doing, and he's getting his values worth at the moment. Although there's micro happening everywhere, so Yo is sacrificing 2 vills in order to save the rest. And I'm curious how Yo decides to do this now, because does he address the defense, like the counterattack, or does he go still full all out and hopes for the best?
Probably the latter. He has a
Ooh, monk
huge,
jumping
scary
out.
army in his opponent's base. There are 2 monks, though, and of course, like, just a couple knight conversions can absolutely wreck some of these scorpions or mangonels before they can really do a whole lot. So, yeah, this is still pretty tricky.
Very tricky indeed. Oh, there was a hole on the woodline as well on Yo's base, so Yo is now... He should really plug the gap because there's archers coming in. I mean, if he gets 2 or 3 more knights, he could defend it with just that. And he's going for the town center. He's going straight for the TC of Hera. And you know what? I think it's gonna pull it off. I don't...
The Eagle Warriors are coming in. Oh, garrisoning the ram. Cute little move right there.
Will he convert the knight back in time? He does! The Mangonel survives!
Is getting repaired on top of it. The Eagle Warriors are going right after the battering ram, but surprise, the men-at-arms are going to try and get a little bit of damage done right here. Notably, there are no upgrades on these monks of Hera's, so he's still hanging in there and is pulling some of the knights back here for Yo, but Yo will eventually clean up all of these low HP archers.
Man, I hate this so much.
Oh yeah,
just watching it triggers me. Man, the 4-man-arms from... oh, he cleans up all the archers on the back, so Yo suddenly... looking in a really, really good position. Hera
like,
cannot
especially
take
after
farms.
KOTD.
Yeah.
Like 1700 to like 1900
Oh,
off, like everything on ladder. Oh, nice Mangonel hit.
Mangonel
But
down.
it's all lamers and Hoang rushers. Like that's all anyone does.
Yeah. Ooh, 1 knight conversion, probably 2. Oh, he actually misclicked and did both conversions on both. But the Eagles are running at the same time, killing all the monks. But he's losing everything in return.
Yeah, this is a pretty devastating fight for both players. Large portions of their army are getting clapped right
There's
here.
4 knights coming in from Yo as well to reinforce the knights that were defending at home. And Yo comes out of this ahead, and he still has siege.
He still has the Mangonel,
He
which
still
is
hasn't
in
found his
itself...
4 goats. That's the most important part. Hera, that's Hera's only town center. That's all his food income right there. That's all the food eco he has, and he cannot really use the farms.
He does have a
Yo
market
is
to
jumping
help
on
out.
the
Ooh, if he
monks
can
now.
get himself between the monks.
He got one of them, which is a lot of value as well. As quick walls, quick walls, quick walls. He might be able to out repair actually the eagle damage. Nope.
Eagles do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I can tell. Honestly, if Yo transitions into economy from this, I would say Yo is looking in a fantastic spot. Probably needs some more monks of his own as well. Oh,
Yo is actually
going
with 3 villagers, so it looks like he will want to have an eco follow-up behind this. As much as people love to meme about the Hoang strat, I think the even stronger variant of it that we did see a lot in KOTD was going for the aggression to buy you some space and then using Celt eco to power up and get a good eco behind it.
True indeed. I mean, imagine if Yo just ran those 8 knights now to the right, where Hera's eco is. There's
What he's doing right now.
35 villagers working there. Yeah, he's doing it. He should just keep going. Hera is doing another town center, but the quick walls are all looking pretty nice.
Yeah, really nice reaction there from Hera. We'll be able to bring in his monks to support. Another TC is up there to the north for Hera, but still there's plenty of ways for those knights to escape. And no second TC yet for Yo.
Does have the stone now to afford it, so I would not be surprised if we see it. Yep, there we go, on the woodlands on the bottom. Very nice indeed. The lion is going to kill the archers on top. No, not really. Well, looks like after all that aggression, it's somewhat stabilizing. Of course, no one of them are out of it yet. Ooh, there's one monk. Hera decides to jump. Oh, he loses the monk. Aye, the monk path in there.
Yeah, that was a little bit monkus on the pathing. There's a siege workshop, and when the dust is settling, Hera's 4 villagers ahead, but they're both going to be on the 2 TCs. And
that's a risky town center by Hera. On top of the knights, pretty much.
The knights are going in the wrong or right direction, depending on who you are, and the monks are going to be right there to greet them.
Should be 2 conversions here. Yep, indeed. He doesn't even lose a single monk in return. Wow, great value for Hera there.
Still, more knights are coming in.
Indeed, I think Hera feels comfortable now because he does have everything he would need. I mean, he's missing his main gold, but and Yo is obviously there. But I think Hera after this feels fairly comfortable. But I think Yo feels comfortable as well. So
yeah, it's amazing how the chaotic opening can somewhat sort of stabilize, but looks like the Mega Nail should be saved, maybe? Yeah, looks like it will. And Hera is still the one who is, you know, under the pressure right now. His TCs are all very exposed. Well, I guess the one on the top isn't as much, but still, 2 of his TCs are very exposed. And Yo has a very mobile army.
Yeah, I mean, Yo might have less villagers, but he's also having the villagers that are working the most. Because Hera is... oh, nice job by Hera there. Not sure why Yo is committing 2 knights on that Mangonel. He's never ever gonna get that.
Yeah.
It's quite a weird decision.
Converted to the process.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Hera feels very comfortable right now.
So right now, Hera is telling Yo to go. And Yo will go away, I think. I don't really see him being able to put on any more aggression. There's just too many Eagle Warriors out. They even have +1, +2. And Yo's going to need to make some sort of military transition.
Still making the trickle of a couple of siege units, some Scorpions, some Mangonels. Yeah, he did make a second mining camp on the stone, so I reckon he wants to go for maybe in a 4th TC, or he's looking to rush up a castle. A castle to defend the forward stone and golds would definitely be very welcome, but Hera finally doing the Eagle Warrior upgrade, so the Eagle Scouts are going to become a lot scarier than they are right now.
Yep, the increase in movement speed and HP is going to be really important, as you can just snipe siege weapons that much more easily as the Scorpions derp out just a little bit. Behind this, though, Yo is comfortably working off of 3 town centers, mining quite a lot of stone, almost has enough for a castle, and could be making his own transition into the Pajama Warriors quite soon.
Do you think he's gonna go for a forward castle? Hera has a lot of pretty hills. If Yo goes for a forward castle there, I will be very impressed by the size of his balls. But
yeah, like his army size is less than half of his opponents, and Hera's even going for a really big counterattack right now. And no, Yo will be placing the castle in a much more conservative, but still very powerful location in front of his base on a little hill. Controls 2 golds and a stone.
But the Eagles are coming. The timing here. Oh, he's going in the right direction. Yo needs to do some amazing quick walls right now, else this is... Okay, this is looking really rough.
Yeah, this is looking pretty GG.
No, some solid walls there, but he needs to make sure he finishes the walls on the right side. Lost a couple of villagers. I mean, villager count is still very equal, right? As long as he gets the castle up, which actually looks like he will. So
yeah, wow,
not bad.
I thought like once the Eagles got to the right side of that castle, that I thought like, oh man, there's no way Yo can wall this, but he was just barely able to. And cost him a couple villagers, but as you're saying, he's still quite even in that regard, and he will get the castle up, quite importantly. Hera not looking too far away from Imp, but neither is Yo.
Hera did add another barracks even to the back of his base, so looks like he wants to stay on the infantry track. But that will be advantageous for Mr. Yo as he goes for the Ward Raiders, or Pajama Warriors, as you like to call them by the sounds of it.
Oh yeah. Gotta raid all night long, so you gotta be comfortable while you do it.
Indeed. Castle for Hera coming up on the hill in front of his main gold. Sort of in the middle of no man's land, honestly. Like, it doesn't really protect the main gold. Doesn't really protect
the side of the hill.
It's weird because it doesn't protect the right side either. So it's a bit of a weird castle as Yo finds a monk picking up the relic. Hera has switched his focus on that. Yo actually quite lucky with the relic spawns. 2 relics spawning at the edge of the map on his side. That is quite nice.
Versus Aztecs. Hera also 20% of the way to Imperial Age. Yo, I think clicked it. Wait, no. Yo is not on Imperial Age.
Investing into upgrades for his infantry. He might deny the castle from Hera here. Oh, if he, the Pajama Warriors are fast, but gonna have to wait and see here. Yo is going for a second castle himself. That castle though is on a hill, but it's on a smaller hill compared to the castle that Hera is doing, although he did break in.
Denied for the time being.
Hera does have a lot of eagles though, so I don't think Yo can stick around there for too long.
No, but
Nice
buying
quick
an amount
rolls.
of time that he can is going to be good. Hera now over halfway up to Imperial Age. Actually, the Knights in the back of Hera's base getting quite a lot of work done. Hera a little slow on that reaction, but still will likely clean these guys up eventually. And once 2 castles are up, Hera can still make the transition into Jags.
Yeah, I mean, villager count, Yo does have a 12 villager lead right now, so it's not looking too bad for him. But obviously Hera is on the way to Imperial Age, he's almost hitting it, as Yo is doing wheelbarrow. And yeah, Yo's Imperial Age time is definitely going to be way slower. But I mean, he does have the counter units for now, so he could stick with the World Raiders, but Trebuchets might come out on the field, and I don't really know what Yo's answer is going to be to that.
It just probably needs overwhelming amounts of Woad Raiders. Another castle foundation at least placed here for Hera on the north side of the map on this hill. There's a neutral gold and stone nearby, so that would certainly be a great area to control as the game goes on. And howdy ho,
Raiders though.
for Hera, Jags on the way.
Indeed. Does Yo notice though? Yep, he did. Instant reaction. Eagles are coming in, but yeah, the Eagles should be enough to clean them up. World Raiders coming in from the bottom left as well. So Yo is trying to pretty much use the mobility of the World Raiders and raid here, as we do see Hera switch to Jaguar Warriors, a unit we don't see very often, but in this tournament so far, it's not been too bad.
Well, it's funny because we rarely see the unit, just because you very rarely see players make infantry versus Aztecs, who are themselves a fantastic infantry civ. But like, if that is the situation you're in, like Hera's facing right now, the Jags are going to be just the trick. Ooh,
Indeed. Ooh. Not the best engage there for Yo, but still he does have the World Raiders, so he should clean that up. As Hera goes for Ballsy Castle on top of the hill, and that's a nice launching pad.
Yeah, Yo sees that with the Siege Workshop, so he can just run the Woad Raiders over.
Oh, he finds his goats finally! The goats! Yeah, I mean, Yo has the numbers now. Yo could deny this castle. He's making scorpions as well behind this.
That's exactly what you need to be doing.
Yeah, Yo seems to be committing on the castlage for the time being. He's spending all his gold. He's even sending 6 vills to the bottom side to take the gold. And even a castle on the bottom. That's what? Such a risky castle. And this town center for Hera at the same time. Oh man.
Does Hera see it?
He shouldn't be able to see it, but
nope.
He will probably finish the castle before the TC before the castle goes up.
Yep, probably. But there is a Treb coming on out. Jaguars are +2/+2. Woads are only +1/+1. Scorpions trying to get some decent hits off. As I said earlier, without the elite upgrade, these guys only have 50 HP, so they're actually very vulnerable to these Scorpions. And the Wood Raiders can just do the rest of the small damage that they need to do.
Nice quick walls from Hera here. Will it be enough? There is a gap. He might... I mean, the castle is very close to finishing. 95%, 97, 98, 99, and it goes up. How does Yo recover this position, though? That would be the question. He still has a village advantage, or population advantage. Quite a...
He does. He's on his way to Imperial Age himself, and well, the thing is, the Trebs are not going to be able to attack from the high ground, and I think Hera will be able to get enough Jaguars out to be able to, protect those trebuchets effectively. So I think it is going to be really tricky here for Mr. Yo. I think he's going to need to focus a bit more on trying to raid his opponent.
Hera dropping his 5th castle now. He has pretty much a castle on every hill, and then doing a castle now on the bottom side. Yeah, village account still looks very solid for Yo. Mobility, definitely in favor of Yo, but army composition in a straight-up fight, I don't think the World Raiders will fancy their chances against these Jaguar warriors.
Jaguar.
Jaguar!
Yeah, well, at least it's not Jaguar.
That's what they say in the campaigns. You should know all about that.
Yes. But, nonetheless, raids aren't doing a whole lot. Hera is able to deflect them fairly well. And those trebuchets are going to be working down that castle. And of course, in addition to being an important defensive structure, guarding 2 important golds for Yo, they also make his Woad Raiders, so this is going to be doubly painful.
I actually think Yo is going to commit on heavy Scorpion here. His resources indicate that, and he has enough Scorps. Like, he already has 8 Scorps, and he keeps making Scorps, so it wouldn't surprise me if he does heavy Scorpion upgrade here, which could be quite useful. Also preparing a light cav.
Going to be, I think, quite good, although if it goes for like light cav plus Scorpion, you don't really have much meat to that army. The Jaguars are coming in. They do not have the elite upgrade just yet. Is Hera going to commit to this?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he
And that's going to win.
is. There's the GG. I think Yo did a pretty good job of like recovering to a certain extent. I actually think Yo was in a really good position, but then he kind of had a really poor. I mean, it's really hard to microdose. Like one micro mistake when you're doing the Huang push is GG one way or another.
Yeah.
So all in all, I think it was a way closer game than we anticipated from the Dark Age.
Yeah, I think the issue was simply that they were relatively even after the whole Hoang push kind of subsided. And at that point, Aztecs just have so many different tools that they can use against Celts quite effectively, and the fast working farmers also allowed Hera to get much better imp timing.
Yes, Yo, have to be said, it was a bit unfortunate with the map. Unfortunate with findings for goats. I'm thinking if Yo had one of these extra goals in the back, I think he would definitely have played on. Would have had a. I mean, his eco looks great. 60 farmers, 40 wood choppers. So, I mean, he did
Yeah, it's just
resign on similar population, right? So, but yeah, Aztecs
and
is Aztecs.
yeah, it's just like even going for light cav. I mean, the light cav aren't going to be especially great against the Jaguars, and don't really just have a ton of super great options and just very little gold. Kind of an unfortunate map for Yo. And chat says that makes him out of the tournament. Do you know if that's the case?
I think Yo had to 3-0 here to have a chance. I'm checking now again. Yeah, Yo has 2 points right now. And he can get maximum 4. Yeah, he's out, no matter what. No matter the outcome, either me or Leary will pass him.
Okay.
Wait,
Well,
wait. Hera has 4. If Yo wins 2 now, he has 4. If Leary 3-0s me, then I have 4 as well. If I 2-1 Leary, then Leary also has 4. So there's a chance we have a 3-way tie, but I'm not sure how the tiebreaker is when there's 3 people.
you do the new battle royale mode. That's what that's for.
It's fantastic. I don't know if he's out for sure or not yet.
For sure, he's going to need to win the next game.
Yeah, no question about that.
Actually, no, wait. It doesn't matter if he goes, lose, lose, win, or lose, win, lose, I guess.
Yeah,
It's still 2-1.
indeed. Tiebreaker for 3 people is a mini best of 1 round robin tomorrow morning. Okay. So, I mean, if Yo still wins 2-1 against. If Yo manages to win the 2 next games, he does have the same points as me and Hera as we are speaking. And then there is a chance that either me or Leary also stays, like gets the same points. So it's not over yet. But obviously, if he manages to grab 2 wins, that would increase his chances a little bit.
Certainly. So what home map do you think he's going to go for?
I cannot really find any games nor in the lobby browser or the spectate, so I'm guessing they're both having a quick little break here.
It's Gold Rush, I think.
Gold Rush?
They're in the lobby.
Ah, okay. I don't see it, but alright.
I just typed in the bracket for tempo, and I found it.
Ah, okay. I'm searching Hera and I cannot find it.
Because it's tempo, Hera.
Yeah, but I've usually been able to find it still.
Oh,
See,
it can be a little inconsistent.
bracket tempo, does it show anything? Nope.
Well, that's what I have in my search bar, and it's working just fine.
Okay, I found it when I wrote the code. All right, Gold Rush, Yo's home map. Do we expect the mines here from Mr. Yo? Do you think?
Well, that would be the traditional pick right there. Maybe Franks would be another common one. Maybe Slavs, maybe Vikings. All of these things,
Britons,
Britons as well, certainly.
Lithuanians, Malians, Malay, Portuguese. I need some water. My throat is killing me, or like getting really. I'm starting to struggle to talk.
That's it for Viper, guys. He was been murdered by his own throat.
I'll be right back. You can entertain the chat as usual.
Alrighty. Wahahaha. I am now in control. Who's casting with Viper? Who is that handsome stranger? Yeah, hey guys, hope you're enjoying the casting. I can see everything. But yeah, quick sellout. If you're enjoying the casting, check out my Twitch stream, which is in chat every now and then. Am I good at AoE? I'm 1700 DE. Am I happy today? I am just fine. Hoang? I don't know the specific. Crusaders tend to be attacking trade routes. Random AoE fact. Hmm. How often do I play campaigns? Too often. It's my favorite Civ. Mongols always has been. Okay, here's one. I've done it on stream before, but obviously a lot of people here. So Celts and Britons are the only civs that miss both Thumbring and Bloodlines, discounting the American civs. So discounting, Eagle Warrior civs. Britons and Celts are the only ones that, and Franks are the only ones that miss Bloodlines and Thumbring, the three Western European civs. And Britons have an archer bonus, and Franks have a cavalry bonus. And that leaves poor Celts as the only one.
Cool story,
only
bro.
one. Oh, they wanted an AoE fact, so I give the chat what they want.
All right, so the game has started. As you said, was Gold Rush, and do you think Yo purposely tried to counter Aztecs in the first game in order to have Aztecs for like a potential second game or third game?
Well, are you in game? Because I cannot find it in the spectate
Well, in my
browser.
game it shows up.
Oh.
I can read the code to you quickly if you want. 4, you ready?
I found it.
Ah, good. All right, so we have Khmer for Mr. Hera, while we have Aztecs for Mr. Yo. Khmer is always a good civilization, but against Aztecs, every civ might struggle, so we'll have to see how this all plays out. Yo, in this game, he found all his sheep, so kudos to him for that.
He is already working his way upward to success.
Indeed.
Okay, so I am now all caught up to live gameplay, and looking at the maps, this is certainly a very open generation of Gold Rush, as they are definitely in the middle of the savannah.
Indeed, both players super open fronts. I think that's one of the changes they've done with the Gold Rush in DE, where they make the fronts more open, less wood.
Oh, yeah.
Encourages more aggression. The middle seems to be about the same distance to both players, maybe slightly closer to Yo. But I don't think that's going to have the biggest impact here. Yeah, just
Nope.
both players with real exposed resources. The one thing Yo has quite in favor would be the main stone, because that's in the back of his base. Nice and cozy.
Very comfy, cozy indeed. So, Gold Rush is, you can see a lot of different things on it. I feel like it used to be kind of like half and half feudal age play and fast castle. Now this is definitely going to be looking more towards feudal age play, maybe even a drush here. But how would you go about Khmer versus Aztecs? Because I feel like it's kind of a rough one for Khmer.
It's definitely difficult. I think you kind of have to scout and figure out what Aztecs is doing first, and then you can react as a follow-up to that. I mean, Khmer is one of the civs that can super easily transition from like one opening to another. As Hera he did find his goats, but I don't think he realized. Okay, he did realize now. Hera found all his resources. You have like the whole toolbox available with Khmer. If you want, you could go man-at-arms, but you usually don't need a barracks, so you tend to avoid that. But scouts are good, skirms, archers, all are possible. So it kind of depends on what the Aztec player is doing and then sort of reacting to that. When I played against Hera, I went for man-at-arms, and Hera's reaction was a fairly fast feudal age and just one range archers. And then as I added some skirms, he made a stable and added scouts. So I think that's sort of the right way to play Khmer against Aztecs. A little bit reactionary and try to get your economy rolling so you have all the tools available to you to continue that reactionary play.
Good answer. But now I have the true question for you. Who has the faster
Portuguese.
farm rate in Dark Age?
In Dark Age?
Aztecs or
It's definitely Aztecs.
Yes, it's Aztecs, but only by a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Aztecs. I knew that.
Good, good.
Else I wouldn't have
You
said
win.
definitely. I feel like it was
Yeah.
like it was very obvious it would be Aztecs because everyone would maybe think it's Khmer.
I don't know.
Thank you.
I guess I would think more of it being fairly even, but it is fairly even. But Aztecs are a bit faster, but Khmer do have that sort of instant trickle in, which can be pretty helpful.
Yeah.
Both civs have lots of good farms. That's the most important thing.
I mean, Khmer has the trickle.
Did I say Aztecs? I meant Khmer.
You said Aztecs. It feels like they
Okay.
have a trickle as well, though, to be fair.
Yeah, just infinite trickle of all resources.
So I think Hera is going for the fast up scouts approach. At least his economy setup looks a lot like that. I mean, he also has done no walling whatsoever, so I guess I'm surprised I don't see more houses, honestly, as well. Just like on the lumber camps, the mill, etc. to keep him safe. While Yo is going for a barracks and 3 on gold, so maybe archer approach from Yo. As we see the stable coming in from Hera.
Scouts opening, trying to go for the quick wall, kind of honestly a waste of time and resources, but not really the biggest of deals.
It's hard to resist, man. I know it.
No, you just have to have potato APM like me. They just never even go for it. End up saving more resources in the long run. But yeah, we haven't really been seeing the scout opening too much. I mean, in quite a while, like regardless of the map. But it's Hera, and he loves him some scouts, so I suppose that checks out.
I think scouts are viable at the high level on these types of maps. Arabia as well, even. But in this tournament in particular, it's been more about the civilizations, right? Because we see
Aztecs
and
Mayans
a lot. As we see Yo drop a second barracks, I do like this approach. So like Spearman Eagle play and try to transition that to Castle Age, as we see nice micro from Hera here with the scouts picking off the Eagle of Yo. And yeah, I do like this from Aztecs as long as you get to Castle Age at a similar time. Hera could just identify this and then add a range or two and apply a lot of pressure for Yo to react to. But then if he doesn't do the damage with the archer approach and Yo hits Castle Age, those eagles can become deadly. So curious to see how this game plays out from here.
At that point, eagles can definitely just steamroll any sort of feudal age army. Now, of course, Yo trying to go for his own quick gates with about as much success. Villager.
Very nice use of his scouts from Hera so far. He's gonna pick off that villager without... he did take some damage in return, but one villager kind of just balancing the game out when you're Aztecs. Nice, nice from Yo there. Yo is trying to make a full wall here. Let me see what he has scouted. Okay, he's gonna probably have to wall to the edge of the map, based on what he can see. So the mobility of Hera's scouts is definitely gonna be dangerous for... Oh, he overchopped, over gathered, foraged.
Yeah, forage is in this. I guess they're fruit bushes, but forage is both the noun and a verb.
Yep. Behind this, Hera's looking very nice. Like Yo has to play reactionary here, actually, because Hera just sets up his eco now. He uses those 4 scouts, and he doesn't have to make any other units for the time being. He can pretty much just transition to a Castle Age from here if he wants to.
Or go for some archers.
He is dropping a range, but I expect that to be a Castle Age range, if that makes sense.
Like, not something he's going to use until Castle Age?
He might make archers, but he will not use those archers actively. It will be used in Castle Age.
Oh, like to get him to Castle Age.
Potentially. Maybe even he will go cav archers once he is hitting the Castle Age. Second range. I mean, it's a second range already, and he just now started taking gold. Does queue up 1 archer. I'm surprised about this, actually. I would just expect him to not queue up anything and go to Castle Age.
I mean, he has, you know, about as good vision as you can get. He knows exactly what his opponent has.
Yeah, which is why he should just be able to go to Castle Age, right?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I find this quite strange as well. I mean, he's keeping Yo at home with these scouts, but I feel like Hera could be making a little bit better use of his, I guess, map control advantage. But still, nonetheless, he's going to be up pretty soon.
If he drops a market, which he's doing right now, then he could just sell some wood and go up. So the castle time shouldn't be hurt too much by this. But yeah, I am surprised about the archer committal. I would have probably expected to see cav archers or just crossbows as soon as he clicks up. As Hera is committing on this villager, he does get it, but loses another scout. But yeah, these scouts are definitely getting their values worth. Oh, he's going for another vill, is he? No, just
probably trying to
circling
find
around.
a low HP vill.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually open now. He could escape. Oh, Hera does plug the gap. Yo does plug the gap, sorry.
Yeah, that is nicely done for Yo, but he's still in a little bit of an uncomfortable position. Hera just now clicking up. Yo, not too terribly far away. Just going to be a little bit slower, I think. But I feel like this is going to be pretty tricky for Yo, just because he really doesn't have any knowledge of what's going on.
You know what's the most tricky part for Yo?
Mm.
It's that he wants to click Castlers now and he doesn't have a blacksmith nor a market.
Ooh.
He's ready to click up, but he doesn't have any buildings.
And Town Watch. He's housed on top
now
of it.
He has to rush the market, rush the blacksmith. That's a full disaster. That gives Hera a time window where he could actually do a lot of work with just a couple of crossbows, especially considering the gold of Yo. He will probably have to tower that. And now he rushed up a blacksmith, but he doesn't have a market. Yo! A second barracks doesn't count.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a disaster and a half.
Yeah, I bet Yo wishes he was Chimera right now, not needing those buildings
Indeed.
to click up.
Oh, the Eagles though is gonna catch the archers of Hera. Hera doesn't have fletching yet. So
but Yo doesn't have +1 defense, so I guess that all kind of balances out. Actually, both blacksmith upgrades are on the way. Archers are trying to run away. Will find themselves in this nice little nook between the archery range and the stone mine as those Eagles are derping out. And looks like Yo's going to have to retreat for the time being until his armor upgrade comes in. And that zebra, what did the zebra ever do to you, man?
4 barracks for Yo. His intentions is not to give Hera any map control this game. But how, Yo, are you planning to defend your gold against the crossbows? The fact that those Eagles ran into those archers is actually really helpful for Yo there, because that's going to buy him a little bit of extra time that he needs. I mean, Yo should have been Castlage now, if he just had his buildings, right?
Yeah, he would only be maybe 15% slower than Hera. But good old Bod Crowsaw is coming in. Bodkin Crossbow and
barracks, man.
4 barracks Eagles. I mean, it's what you need to do, right? You need just mass Eagle Warriors. Otherwise, the crossbows will pick them off with impunity, which is exactly what they're doing right now anyway.
3 Eagles, 4 Eagles before he's even Castlage. Oh, so painful. Yo, how do you react to this? I mean, the wall, like, the palisade wall is not going to do much for him here. He does rush up a tower now. Would have maybe even liked to see him just run back to the take stone and just sell stone. Play like Saracens.
Well, yeah, it's going to be quite rough here. Is Hera going to try and commit? He's still trying to focus down that palisade wall.
I think he will try to take the fire with the scout, and then he will see if he can pick off a few vills. Or not. He might just run back as soon as... Oh, he's committed?
I don't agree with this.
I don't agree either, but he is committing.
Gonna try and maximize, you know, as much damage from these crossbowmen as possible. And, you know, he is getting villager kills, but right now Hera is sacrificing almost his entire army.
That is fine for Yo. Absolutely fine for Yo.
Oh no, he's going Cav Archers!
Yeah, couches aren't bad. I like couches, but I don't like that he threw away all his 15 crossbows.
You like Cav Archers with a civ that doesn't have thumb ring?
Yes. Against Aztecs, I think couches are pretty decent as Khmer. But Yo has 15 Eagles now. They're gonna get all their upgrades. Monastery coming up forward, probably Siege Workshop. Hera throwing all that army gives... I mean, he's 10 mils ahead, but he's now 15 military behind, and Yo is the one with the better unit here. Second stable... Yeah, second stable coming in from Hera now as well. So Hera's reaction is to add a second stable and go Knights, Cav Archer, which is a composition I don't mind against Aztecs. But again, just throwing those crossbows, I think that was a massive mistake.
Yeah, and that all came down to the split-second decision from Hera to try and dive in underneath that tower, and he is certainly getting punished for it. He does have a large villager lead at this point, as he is up on a second town center, and could get some nice quick wall in, but you can't quick wall in farms, and this is still quite a messy situation.
Yeah, but how is Hera, like, if Yo just piles under pressure now, Hera cannot take gold. Ooh, he fails the quick wall on the top side. I mean, actually, you know what? If Hera walls the right side now, and behind the lumber camp, those Eagles are trapped. But, you know, it's super messy right now, so it's hard to actually think that far ahead.
Yeah, that's something you think about when you're not panicking because there are 15 eagles in your base.
Indeed, indeed. Suddenly, Hera has a lot of idle time. His gold... Yo knows about both golds. He knows he's off the gold on the right side, so I'm sure Yo will start addressing the left side gold very shortly. And the thing is, Yo has 4 barracks, he just needs gold. They barely cost through these eagles, so Yo can add a 5th barracks, go to the middle, take more gold, and just make eagles for the rest of his life. And it's gonna be really, really difficult for Hera to stop with.
I mean, this is like the classic strength of Aztecs, right? Just being able to churn out all of these eagle warriors with very little economy needed. The army of Hera is so much more expensive and doesn't really have all of the upgrades they would need to be individually super great units. This is causing a lot of idle time, and it's going to be really hard for Hera to ever sort of get into a spot where he has a good enough army.
Yeah, I mean, he has more vills, but 17 of them are idle right now. They're sitting in the town center. He cannot take gold. And while Yo is producing eagles non-stop, Hera is not growing his army at the moment because of that lack of gold. And this is just... Yo is in a perfect position now. Imagine this. Yo has took so much damage, lost so many vills, and still you look at this and you think Aztecs is probably going to be unstoppable.
Well, it is double the army right now and better upgrades, like relatively
And
speaking.
better units.
Yeah.
And cheaper units.
And more feathered units.
Very much more feathered.
Monks coming in here, mostly going to be trying to go for conversions onto the cav archers. Aztecs always needing to flex the strength of their cavalry. But now even Rams queued up. I mean, Yo really wants to just hammer down Hera.
Celt ETC, Aztec eat stables. That's how it works. I mean, 4 barracks with the Aztec production rate is just out of control.
I mean, you know, even after the nerf, it just feels like Aztecs have so many units. Just it's the combination of having a strong eco and a cheap army.
Best part is he had about 15 low HP, like middle HP eagles, and now they're all just pretty much getting healed to full HP.
Yeah, I mean,
down.
If you think about it in terms of like how many eagles worth of HP those monks have healed, it has to be like at least 3 or 4 at this point.
How much do they have? 55? Yeah, for sure.
Now the stables are being targeted down. And, oh, Cav Archer is going to try and snipe that forward villager, but is not going to be successful, unfortunately.
I don't think Yo really cares about the forward villager anymore, even. Like, he's going for kill. And honestly, I have a really hard time seeing how Hera will stop this. Dropping 2 more stables on the side. Looks like he wants to go like light Cav Archer mix here. I mean, the right gold is almost out. He only has 900 gold left to mine there.
I mean, if, you know... your Civ isn't Huns, you're probably not Hunsing hard enough. We're just trying to go for, you know, the Cav Archer combo, but now Yo is adding in the Pikeman upgrade, to be mixing in some Spearmen as he realizes that his opponent's army leans much more towards the heavy cavalry side of things, and it should be more than sufficient to deal with this.
It's so deadly, man. I would have liked to see Yo prioritize the ranges now over the stables, because once you get Pikemen in, suddenly it's the range units that are the only scary part.
Nice job avoiding mangonelling his own units. Light Cav actually might be able to get these monk snipes, which is certainly not going to be anything Hera's going to be unhappy about, but even Mangonel getting a couple villagers. And yeah, I mean, just 49 military. Yo has more military than villagers.
That's how it works. Hera is going to be taking off gold. He still has a couple little gold in his bank, but he's mostly making light cav now. He's not making cav archers anymore. He's just using these 11 cav archers and micro them around. Yo adding another monastery here, so he definitely wants to mix it. I'm not sure. I would have rather just add another barracks. Like, Yo doesn't need monks. He just needs eagles and pikes. It's so weird as well, because Hera's score is higher, but he feels dead.
He does feel super dead. I guess it's because he hasn't, like, actually just lost his entire army yet. I mean, his army is still alive. It's more of just the, how these guys are teching, how they're sort of positioning themselves with Yo, really hammering at his opponent's door, and he is targeting down those archery ranges like you were saying. I don't know if he's gotten arson yet, but he has all the other upgrades, so that's probably the case.
This is one way for Hera, though, to make a good comeback here. He loses some cavalry, but Yo trickled in a ton of eagles to the gold of Hera and lost 6-7 eagles for free pretty much, but now the numbers are back, and yeah, like, this is never a good trade for Hera, even if he wins this fight.
Yeah, it's like, okay, maybe it's all right-ish for Hera, and then like the second wave comes in.
Especially now that
Yeah.
there's more and more pikemen involved. Yeah. Even, oh man, Yo has like 6-7 eagles that aren't fighting. Fight! Okay, there they choose to fight. And the worst part is now, Hera score, he got more score advantage now after that fight. Because he is winning the fight, but he's still losing.
I mean, he has no map control. He's going to be running out of resources very shortly.
The right gold has 400 resources left. The trickle of units doesn't stop from Yo. Yo still has a, like, for Aztecs, this is a fine equal to just make infantry units non-stop. And Hera just lost his big mass, so now the gold units for Hera is going to be pretty much impossible for him to replenish. And he got an insta-convert on a knight there as well, so that's very nice for him.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be just a nice little cherry on top right now here for Yo. Yes, the military numbers are fairly even right now, but I mean, you're looking at cav archers that don't really have the greatest upgrades in the world, and light cav, which are just going to be fairly underwhelming in general. And you're just no gold is no win.
That fight was actually probably the best possible fight Hera could have gotten, all things considered. And yeah, they picked up the monks, picked up the mangonel. So Hera, I mean, Hera is doing the right things in order to stay alive in this game. I'm just worried once that gold runs out, and he will not be able to make more knights. Cowsher numbers will be less. I think Yo is actually making a mistake not massing more here, although he is adding a second TC now, third TC as well. So that's actually just going to make it worse for Hera, because Hera is going to stay quite low eco in order to survive this push, while Yo is now suddenly going to start pulling ahead and catching up in economy, as well as in cost-effective units.
Yeah, I think Yo made the determination that once both players more or less traded armies, that he wouldn't have enough oomph to close out the game, so he just wants to focus on the more map control, long-term oriented game. So I think that's honestly fine. And as you're saying, Hera's still going to be stuck on this low eco, low available resource scenario as the gold is just about to run out.
Yeah. Yo killing some vills as well now, which means the villager counts should be becoming very similar. Yo is also taking stones, so it would not surprise me to see a castle on the middle, or even on the hill in front of Hera's base. And now the score is suddenly getting closer, and I think it's starting to tell the real story here.
Hera also has skirmishers coming in.
That's when you're desperate, man. Not even elite skirms, man.
No, just feudal age skirmishers. Yeah. Is this Hera playing or Doubt smurfing? World may never know.
Yep.
Hera is finding his left gold once again, at least with a few villagers, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, it's just so exposed. It's gonna be hard to ever like maintain that. Hera does have 34 Khmer farmers though, so that's enough to produce light cav for a long time, but yeah, there are eagles, there are pikes. The trades will always be favorable for Yo.
Yeah, it's not like Yo is like completely neglecting his economy behind this. You know, once he didn't go for like the super all-in play anymore, he just added those extra TCs. It's almost caught up in villagers, and when you're factoring in the idle time, it's certainly going to be very much favorable for Yo. And of course, Aztecs, their army is like almost entirely gold, and Yo has 19 gold miners.
Yeah, compared to Hera, who has 6. And Hera has 3,000 gold left to mine. And it's a gold that is quite exposed, as Hera is sending 13 or 12 villagers forward. He wanted to drop a mining camp in the middle. Little does he know, that's not going to be an option.
No. Nice try, Hera, but not today. Still, more and more Eagle Warriors are queued up. Jumping in the house! Yeah, I don't really see how Hera ever gets to a good enough army to deal with what Yo's throwing at him.
Yeah, Yo pretty much would have to stop making units, as villager count is now very similar. I mean, Hera's kind of, feel like Hera's going for it now. It's like, okay, either I get a foothold in the middle, or I resign.
Yeah, that's definitely kind of the all or nothing fight here. Hera with a much smaller army than Yo, but Yo's army isn't here yet.
Well,
I guess it's outrating right now.
Yeah, half his army is in Hera's base right now, but yeah, you know, Aztec production. The army will be replenished and reinforced more than fast enough. And looking at Yo's stone as well, it's 4 stone missing for a castle. So the castle will go up in the center. And yeah, Hera's just holding on by a thread here, as Yo now has a 5 villager lead on top of Yeah, it's just a really tough situation.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing everything he can to hang in there, but right now it just feels like Hera's surviving and not ever actually like working towards the win. And here comes the castle, and once this
In
castle
the
comes in,
face!
that is a get out of my game castle if
Yes,
I've
indeed.
ever seen one. He's gonna try and deny it as Hera, but this is not gonna work out.
There is no denying that, I'm afraid. Military count is similar, but yeah, it's just the quality of the army is just so much better for Yo. Hera's probably gonna win this fight if Yo doesn't micro his units a little bit more, but yeah, the castle will go up, the villagers on the gold will be idle, and Hera probably looks at this fight and thinks like, wait, I won that fight, okay, I can't get the middle, but I still have a chance. But little does he know, he does not have a chance.
Nope, just keeping on with the keeping on is Yo. Do you think he could actually be on more barracks right now? Okay, there's another one coming in.
Yeah, he has a
And
lot
another
of
one.
units queued up, so it makes sense for him to add more barracks at the moment. But yeah, I mean, look at the middle. There's how many thousand golds there? That's all gonna be eagles.
That will pay a lot of Eagle Warriors for their service in the Aztec military.
Indeed.
Yeah, this. I mean, if there's any Civ that can just like hang on without ever having the middle and just relying on the power of like good farming eco and like having, I mean, that would be Chimera, right? But
Yeah.
it's just not. This is not the situation where that's going to be anywhere near enough.
It would be different if Hera had like more spread around the eco and he was like doing constant raids onto the eco of Yo, but Yo has an untouched economy now for the last, well, ever since early Castle Age, right? When Hera threw the crossbow. So, yeah, it's just...
The crossbow incident of 2020.
Yeah, indeed. Hera, I mean, he's still trying his best to micro the cow archers. The score is still very close. But I'm pretty sure if Hera saw what we saw, he would have called, thrown in the towel already.
Do you know what's going to solve all of Hera's problems? One
What's that?
battle elephant.
Okay.
Just one.
Sure. Why not?
I mean, if you look at the forums, everyone says Khmer battle elephants are incredibly overpowered.
True, actually.
So all you need to do is just make them, and you'll win.
Yo did find Hera's villagers on the right side as well. Man, Hera's fine. This is the first time Hera starts to do some counter damage on the economy, but I think what he's just finding out now is that Yo has economy.
Yeah.
So that's like the... Even though he's getting kills, it's more like shit, he actually has a pretty solid eco behind this, so... But Hera took the score lead for a minute there, and yeah.
And Yo takes it right back. More barracks coming in for Yo. How many is he going to be on? 8 barracks? 9 barracks?
Might as well add a few more while we're at it.
I mean, Aztecs need, what, 3 villagers per barracks? So, yeah, what,
no idea.
30 barracks? Sounds good.
Well, there's the battle elephant you asked for.
I mean, just look at how OP it is. Trundling around.
No! It's gone.
Oh, man. What is Sijin going to do about this? He's just going to be like,
oh,
proof.
Here comes the final nail in the coffin. Forward cast. It's going to be a castle war, actually, I presume. Hera can drop a castle himself, so what is his reaction to this? A defensive castle. That's not going to work. Like, Hera's going for a castle that doesn't protect his resources. Yo's castle can take the stone and the gold. Hera's castle makes sure that Yo can't take it, I guess.
You know what? This map, it doesn't have all the stone in the world. It's it's not like Golden Pit, which has a bit more stone in the middle. Gonna be unable to go for the Mass Jaguar play.
Another counterattack with light cav, but Yo does have pikemen ready to go. He's also got a 20 villager lead now.
And he's also clicking up to Imperial Age.
Yep. It's hard to hype this game when it's been over since 20 minutes, 23 minutes.
Try casting half of the KOTD games that are just like this.
No thanks.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that sometimes games can drag on even after, you know, any outside observer can see that they're well over, but it might not be anywhere near as apparent in the moment, especially for Hera, if he, you know, sees that the scores are fairly even. But yeah, I mean, Yo is just Yo would need a massive slip up for Hera to come back in this game, and Yo is too good of a player to make that
It's
happen.
impossible to make such a big slip up. Like deleting all his castles, maybe, and all his units.
So you're saying that if Yo gave me the reins right now, I could win the game?
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh.
But the worst part is
I
that
was so excited.
Yeah, the worst part is that there's games happening after this that people have to play, and it's already 11 p.m. and people are old. They're washed up. They don't have the same energy as these young bucks.
Well, you know, it's only 4:05 p.m. It's fine for me.
Great.
Don't have to play any games.
Well, Hera will call the GG as soon as Yo hits Imperial Age. Or not. He will call the GG right away.
Well, at least your match later isn't going to be very difficult. It's not against a very tough opponent.
Yeah.
Nothing you need to be too focused for. Oh god, that gold differential.
Well, it's a little bit more than double. It's all good. Close enough. But yeah, I mean, Yo was down 10 villagers early Castle Age. But Hera did them. Like, the problem against Aztecs is that if you lose an army lead, you never get it back.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that exactly what the actual Viper does? It's like, you know, they get a hold in you and they just like never let go. You just eventually succumb to their venom.
You are comparing Aztecs to a Viper?
A literal Viper.
Nice. Oh god.
But it means that Yo, even if he doesn't take a single 3-game set, he at least takes a game.
That is true. That is true. Well, I mean, if Yo wins the next match, well, let's theorize, speculate here a little bit again. Do you have the link to the document? I mean, you can look at my stream as well if you want to see.
I'm just looking at your stream.
So Hera has 4 points in total now. Yo and Leary has 3. I have 4. If Yo wins the next game, Hera and Yo have 4. But Hera beat Leary. Yo beat Hera. Imagine I win 2-1 against Leary. Imagine I lose 2-1 to Leary or 3-0. I would also have 4 points. How? What's the rules in the tiebreakers, guys? I have no idea.
I think it's best of ones tomorrow is what chat said, and chat would never tell a lie.
Yeah, chat would never lie. Okay, yeah, true. Mini best of one round robin tomorrow. So for me personally, I probably would be cheering for Yo here. So Yo and her and Yo are, I mean, if Yo wins, oh god, my brain is fried.
Wins, I think you're guaranteed a tiebreaker, right?
Yeah, if Yo wins, I'm guaranteed a replay tomorrow. I just need one win against Leary to ensure a final spot in that case.
You know what this reminds me of? NAC3, like midweek, when we're trying to figure out all of the different permutations for like players advancing.
Yeah. Oof. All right. Well, pressure is on, both for Yo and Leary, honestly. Hera, sorry. Hera needs to win to make sure that he has a really good chance at making it to the finals. Yo has to win to have a chance at making it to the finals.
Yeah, so this is a must-win for Yo. Would be incredibly helpful and guarantee your spot if you're Hera.
Yes, exactly. I mean, no, wait. So if Hera wins this, the only way he's not guaranteed a final spot is if Leary beats me 2-1. So 1 out of 3 possible results with me and Leary would make Hera have to go through a replay.
Yeah, that's true. Because then, yeah, it would be a 3-way tie the other way without you.
Yeah. I don't see them in the lobby or anything, so I'm not sure what's happening right now.
Welcome to the world of the caster, where all washed up players go eventually.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break. If you want, you can entertain the chat.
Yep, sounds good.
I'll be right back quickly, guys.
Uh-huh. Yes, Viper will be playing Leary in the last set of the day. Yeah, definitely quite a long stream here for Viper. Viper definitely gets my humor. Are Jaguar Warriors the sexiest UU? I mean, they're pretty ripped, right? But Civ beats Aztecs on like Arabia and stuff like that. I don't think any Civ has an amazing matchup. I think Mayans are all right.
La here wishes to kill something.
And the selection of the players was the top 4 performing players in tournaments, like S-tier tournaments in 2020. Which scenarios not make it to the grand finals? If he loses to Leary, I think 0-3 or 1-2. Joke time. Gamer Legion probably spending a good amount of investment on theoretically the best Age of Empires 2 team, and then having none of them get to even the semifinals in a, the biggest tournament right after they're signed. I think that's a pretty good joke. My favorite player of all times? I don't really have a single favorite player, but I definitely have a soft spot for all the old Tyrant players, plus Yo. Inca a good matchup for Aztecs? No, not really. If Yo wins, Viper qualifies straight. Oh boy. If Yo wins, because then Hera would be overall 1 win, 2 losses. But if Leary beats Viper, he would also be 1 win, 2 losses. And Leary and Yo would both be 1-2, so I don't think so. Byzantines are like the Civ that they don't really have a ton of amazing matchups, but they don't really have any bad matchups either. I think they're probably just underplayed because people don't like their playstyle as much. Also, we are in game, so hopefully Viper will be back soon. Oh yeah, Cat is in skirms all day. Yeah, the game has started. Hopefully Viper returns. Oh, you a historical fact? No, I don't. This isn't my stream, man. Although, if you would like to check out my stream, you can follow at the link that's been posted in the chat all the time, where I will stream all the time. Like 4 or 5 days a week, and I cast every major tournament that I'm allowed to cast because it's open streaming. My real name is Matthew. Maybe Viper has fallen and we can't get up. He cannot get up. Maybe he needs life alert. He is getting to that age, right? Yeah, I've legit gone like Cataphracts versus Aztecs and had it work like several times. Oh yeah, if you want to sub to Ornlu, you get the amazing Ornlu a Wolf emote. There it is. The Matthew. The Ornlu. What's the map? The map, guys, is Ghost Lake, and it will be Yo as the Red Mayans to the north of the map against Hera's Britons to the south of the map. Radio Age of Empires, that would be so hard, man. Because if you think about it, if you cast like a regular sports game, at least most sports games are pretty like they're focused on a central like thing that's going on. Like if it's a ball game of any kind, you're focused on wherever the ball happens to be. But with Age of Empires, there's like 20 different things you need to be focusing on at once, and it would be very hard to communicate that in any sort of like simple and coherent way over radio.
Are you in the game, sir?
Oh yeah, I've been in the game.
Nice. So we have Mayans against Britons. Interesting. Historically, great matchup for Mayans. But as we saw, Leary kind of spanked Yo's butt with Britons earlier. This time Yo seems to have learned from his mistakes though, and Yo is now the one getting all the sheep in the middle. In the previous match,
all the sheep.
In the previous match, we saw Leary have like 13-14 sheep at like 5 minutes in the game. And now
Big
Yo has
yikes.
learned from his mistakes, and now Yo is the one with a mass amount of sheeps. Or sheep.
Cheapers. Jeepers. Also, Yo with his Eagle Scout denying a house for a little bit, just being a little annoying. But I'm glad I'm casting this this matchup on this map with you, because I remember one of the earlier memories of like me getting right back into competitive AoE is when you were playing Mayans on Ghost like all the time in tournaments.
Yeah.
So tell me how much you love playing Mayans on this map.
Well, I used to love them a lot, but now mine have been nerfed a little bit and changed, so they're not the same anymore. But both players going for
It's not me, it's you.
Exactly. Both players went for a barracks with a drush before mill. And let's see who grabs the attention of the wolf. Looks like nobody at the moment. Ornlu is sitting still at the sidelines for now.
That's where I always am.
Hera does have a scout coming though, so Hera should be victorious in this fight. Unless Yo shows some godlike micro. But in the end, I think they will just trade HP, and I don't think either side will be disappointed with how this goes, as Hera cleans that up nicely. Yo is pretty much... Yo has a super easy wall, super nice map, very tight and compact, back gold, quite safe. He just needs to finish the wall, and then the drush from Hera is also rendered quite useless.
Yep,
So,
I mean, it looks nice for Hera in like the KD and the score that he won with all 3 of those militia. And I guess he can be like a little bit annoying, but it's certainly not the biggest of deals. Yo is still open on the right side though.
it's a very small
Yeah.
small gap to close those. He will do that quite nicely. What I'm wondering this time is though, last time we saw Yo go for the fast castle eagle play, which backfired immensely. Question is,
I don't like that as much.
Yeah, question is, will he do something similar this time? For some reason
He
he
could
went
party like it's 2012 and just go FC Plumes.
Yeah, but for some reason he went for the forward goal when he has a perfectly fine back hold behind him. I do wonder why that is. Looks like Hera's doing the same. Why are they ignoring the back holds here? I find that
Maybe they think that neither are going to go for some super early aggression, and they can drop a TC on the forward gold as soon as they hit Castle Age.
Not impossible, not impossible.
I mean, that would be the only rationale I could think of.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is correct that neither of them are going especially aggressive. It just so happens that Yo is clicking up a little bit sooner by 1 villager, but it's really not that big of a deal.
Well, Yo still has all the food he needs to get up just in these sheep he has left over, so that is very, very nice. Well, we see Hera already dropping 6 farms. Yo still just relying on the sheep, and honestly, he doesn't need to drop any farms until he's up to Castle Age, by the looks of it.
Imagine if you were Tadar's man. Just have all the food.
Indeed.
Wouldn't even need to worry about building farms until mid-Castle Age, by which point he could already afford like 5 Castle Keshik.
Oh. He's pulling vills, he's going for a second lumber camp, so this is feudal age play by Yo. It's not a fast castle.
Why could it not be a fast castle if he goes for a second lumber camp? He has the wood.
Yeah, but now he's not going to be able to have the food to go up to Castle Age fast enough.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Pulled vills from food as well to make the lumber camp. I mean, he did... Whoa, wait, he has added militia! He's doing man arms!
Maybe he
Oh,
was
he's gonna get
listening
trapped,
to
he's
the
gonna
William
get
Wallace
trapped,
narrator.
he's gonna get trapped, no, Yo! Well, he does have 2 more militia coming, so it's not the end of the world, but... Yeah, that's unfortunate still. Archery range from Hera.
Very nice reactions from Hera. Going for the archery range. I mean, Britons and going fast castle crossbowmen name a more iconic duo. Men-at-Arm upgrade comes in, but Hera's reactions are totally on point. And this seems like a big old flop for Yo.
Well, it's not necessarily a flop, it's forcing a reaction. I mean, Hera still is gonna pull off the fast castle, but Yo will have 2 range production behind this, so the pressure coming in with gold will be quite heavy until Hera is Castle Age. Hera does have 1 range, but he is Britain, so he does produce slightly faster there. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind Yo's position right now, because there is damage to be done here. Like, he can actually apply pressure somewhere. He will at least force Hera to the back gold that he has.
Yeah, that's definitely better than I thought he would, but I thought he'd also be going for like a quick Castle Age. But do you think it was always his plan to go for this Feudal Age play, like Drush into Flush, or was it more of a decision that he made on the spot?
I think he scouted that Hera was using the forward gold and that's why he decided to add the militia. But yeah, the men-at-arms is sort of a waste at this point. I mean, he could go to the left side and try to break through the palisades as soon as he has some archers out, but the militia of Hera is actually doing some damage. He might even kill an archer if Yo is not careful here. Oh, good micro by Yo on the end, so doesn't lose any. I mean, Yo is not going to be late to cast stage either. And his base is pretty much fully house walled at this point, so I don't think there's going to be much damage for Hera to do either. Hera even moving out, feeling very confident with his archers there. Wait, what?
He doesn't even have fletching.
Yeah, I found that strange, but he's going back, luckily for him.
Yeah. In general, chat, it is very risky to leave your base without fletching if you have some archers, just as a rule. But yeah. Second range now coming in for Hera with the power of Britain faster production.
There is fletching for Yo, no fletching for Hera, so... But Hera's about to hit cast stage, so we will get that extra range on top of it.
And he now does have fletching and even able to snipe the weak archer. Really nicely done there.
But he is giving an archer away for free. He didn't have to lose any of these archers at all. So, in the end, not the worst, I guess, for Yo. Okay, he didn't lose an archer, but he should have lost an archer. I still count it.
You counted as
oh,
a
there we go,
lost
there we go,
archer.
there we go, there it is.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Yo's base is going to be so safe that, I mean, he cannot really defend the front gold, so he probably has to fall back there, but besides that, I don't see anywhere where Hera could do counter damage. And Yo's castless time should not be too late, so all in all, not the worst situation for either player. Hera did drop University, but he deleted it and changed his opinion and went for a town center instead. So he...
I think that's totally fine. I mean, you're going to be pretty well off economically, just because the castle age differential is going to be pretty massive. I know that... Okay, Yo's going with the defensive watchtower here. Like, personally, I struggle a lot in situations where, like, I'm up against a fast castle and I'm not going for a fast castle. So, do you think Yo's just going to be able to defend just because he's just fully walled? Like...
He should be, but his tower is very greedy. Just one villager, and the crossbows are in. He needs to pull the archers back. He probably will lose 1 or 2 vills here. Or will he? I mean, he sent the low HP ones back for some reason. There's 2 dead vills. 2 dead vills. Okay, actually should have been worse in my opinion, so all in all.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world. He could catch them. Like, if his archers were nearby, he would have been able to catch those and kill those off, but yeah. He always now want to click up to cast stage, so... Hera will pull ahead slightly in economy, but... Do you really want to be on equal terms against a Mines player? Not really the best.
There's range number 3 coming in here for Yo. He is also not going over to be mining stone with a couple villagers. So that does indicate that he really does want to go for some heavy 1TC aggression. I mean, yeah, he could buy some stone, but still definitely looks to be quite aggressive. And you can afford a lot of crossbowmen with Mayans, even with a very low eco.
Indeed, he does have some sneaky archers here. Like, if he moved in right away, he could maybe get a kill through on the town center, because Hera is moving away from there, but I imagine Yo is just going to sit there and wait until he has crossbow upgrades himself. Yeah, Yo is going to have to apply the pressure here, because, I mean, he's dropping a mining camp now, so he will take stone in order to add economy, but yeah, Hera's already 4 vills ahead, and the 3rd TC is up, so the pressure is on Yo to do something.
Just the power of going FC against not FC. I mean, Hera also with a slightly better KD, but now, like, everything is on Yo to be able to make something big happen. But it's going to be really hard because you're up against Britain crossbowmen. At least, you know, if Hera has some really good micro, which he does, it can be quite hard to actually make engagements happen.
Yeah, at the moment Hera doesn't have Balkan arrow though, so I imagine that's going to be on the priority list as soon as he gets up. But, I mean, Yo does have those 8 crossbow in the bottom, so if he gets a big army coming out from the front, he could potentially trap the army of Hera here. But, yeah, University coming in immediately from Yo. Gold income is lacking a little bit though in order to get those upgrades, but, yeah, no Bodkin arrow on the way either.
He can afford it. There it is.
But he will not
and
be able
still
to afford.
just on the stone with the 2 villagers, now even going over to his back gold. This feels a little bit weird.
I mean, he did feel the pressure. He didn't want to have, like, if he has 8 vills on the gold in the front, then Hera might be able to snipe 1 or 2. Oh, Hera knows that there are archers in the back, probably because of the dead wolf. Still no Bodkin arrow from Hera though. So
no, he didn't even Wait, he didn't even see the wolf in the fog of war, though. He's just
Okay.
going over here now for the first time.
Okay. Well, he did see the archers. They came in the town center earlier, so I think he's still.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ballistics coming in from Yo. Hera still has no Bodkin arrow, so Yo could get some really good trades as soon as Ballistic comes in. As he enters the gold of Hera here, no reaction from Hera so far, actually. Reacted just in time, didn't lose a single unit there. Military count,
Yeah, the
22.
ballistics timing was a little off for Yo, which is quite the nice break there for Hera. Able to get some even better trades going. But still, it's going to be quite tricky. Ballistics is actually on the way here for Hera as well, but there's still a lot of surface area that's quite exposed here for our blue player, and he's going to really need to fight for his eco advantage.
Bodkin arrow on the way as well, and with the 20 villager lead, it's suddenly looking
19
very,
villager
very
lead Viper.
Sorry. Looking very nice for Hera here. Yo wants to maybe fight a little bit here before the upgrades kick in for Hera, but now they're in. He did pick up 1 unit, picked up 2, but now the range is in, and Yo is gonna lose a lot of crossbows here in the retreat.
Indeed he will. Again, I'm not... Like, Yo's still mining stone with 2 villagers, but like if he drops a TC, I feel like that's a sure way to guarantee your loss in the game, because you're just never going to catch up economically at this point.
Yeah, I mean, well, you never know with mines, right? Mines is mines. It's amazing what you can do with low economy.
That's true. And you know what? Yo is pulling all of the crossbows here of Hera to, the complete opposite side of the map, while he strikes the TC on the left side with some more crossbowmen. But I feel like it's just doing a little damage around the edges isn't enough.
Yeah, he needs to get like some serious damage done. He's 23 villagers behind, and that's quite a significant amount. Yeah, I don't really know what Yo is planning here. I mean, if there was a forward siege workshop, something that at least applied pressure. No, the only siege workshop is Hera's defensive one, and yeah, maybe in the 4th range would be the way for Yo. He does send 1 villager forward now, so maybe that's going to build a siege workshop as the game goes on.
Going to build a house. That's the most
Yes.
important thing. Hera will be looping around with these crossbowmen. Yo does, I think, have Town Watch, so he might be able to react in time.
Especially if he notices that his house is under fire.
Well, that does help a little bit as well, but the villager pathing is a little bit awkward. Still able to save everybody for the time being, and was still at least planning to mine stone, so I wonder if he still wants to add more TCs, but is diving in the front of Hera's base with crossbows.
Yo is playing with firemen, right next to a Mangonel, right next to British crossbows. This is gonna be a whole dead army as the Mangonel pops, and bada boom! Well, I was expecting it to be a bigger bada boom, but still, bada boom, and Yo is
it's
gonna
more
lose.
of the trickle as opposed to the explosion.
There's the bada boom.
Oh,
There's no bada boom. But yeah, Yo should have lost the whole army there. Either way,
he
actually,
still will be losing most of it.
he did get in on the left side though, and suddenly the villager count difference is only 17.
It's only 17.
It was 23, now it's 17, but now the military count is slightly in favor of Mr. Hera.
Yeah, Hera is in total, what is that, 35 pop ahead. And again, it feels like Yo isn't doing anything that's actually going to get him to come back in this game. Like, maybe if he has a much better imp timing, which actually might be the case.
Yeah, it's getting close. He's adding a 3rd TC as well. I mean, he could go imp and maybe try to make an eagle play happen, but economy does not look strong enough for that. And yeah, the crossbow army from Hera is still going to cause so much trouble there.
Yeah, Hera now adding in even more ranges. That is going to be range 3 and 4, mining a lot of stone himself. So once Hera, gets a castle up, it's going to be quite nice for him to defend. Has a bunch of crossbows at the front of Yo's base, not really doing a whole lot, just shooting some houses.
Good micro by Yo on the bottom side there, killing crossbows while being attacked by Mangonel as well. So not bad, not bad. Oh, there's Mangonel coming in on the crossbows on the top side at the same time. He did get a decent shot, but now Hera is watching, so should be no more damage done there. But all in all, Hera still just furthering his lead, really. Imp time is... Yo is about to click Imperial Age, but checking Hera's resources, he is not far away either.
Yeah, Hera's not going to be too far off. And now the military discrepancy is just absolutely massive. I think the Britain fast-working range bonus is definitely helping Hera out quite a bit here. She can just keep on pumping out those crossbowmen and just... Honestly, like, I wouldn't have even hated if Yo just went for fast castle plumes. I know they're trash, but I mean, it just feels like such a good unit against Britons.
Potentially, yeah. I feel like the only thing Yo can do to win this game at this point is to go Eagles.
Well, that is like one of the two things Mayans do.
Yeah, but like in the situation where he is, I honestly don't see him coming. Like he's still producing crossbows, so he's clearly gonna go Arbalest, but then he's pretty much fighting against what Hera already has a huge lead in. I feel like there's a forward castle coming from Hera. I feel like the Eagle play would have been the only way to salvage this game, or at least like give him a little bit of a chance. But right now it just feels like an uphill battle.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, this is another one of those games where it's like the writing was kind of on the wall since 15 minutes in, but this castle is not going to be stopped here by Yo, unless Hera, deletes his entire army or something. Is making a very nice counterattack here at the base of Hera, but it's a matter of scale when it comes to how much damage their armies are doing.
Would you rather kill 4 vills or drop a castle in the other guy's face? On his gold and town center.
I'll take the castle.
Yeah, thought so. Yo did buy a castle of his own, so he will drop a defensive castle. I mean, he's gonna be up faster, but the castle will not be up as he hits Imperial Age, so... Even then, he's not gonna be able to treb it down, and I mean, we all know if it enters a full treb war, as long as Warwolf is researched, Britain's trebs absolutely dominate every other trebuchet in the game.
Oh yeah.
Except Tatars.
Well, if the Tatars can be out of range,
Exactly.
the Warwolf Trebs, yeah, then you can definitely make it happen. Good old Timurid siegecraft.
Let's see it. Obsidian arrows. Let's go. Might as well try something.
Yeah, if Yo still had like all of the crossbowmen live on the right side, like maybe like trying to snipe a bunch of archery ranges to like buy him some time or something, but really grasping at straws here to think of anything that Yo can be doing at this point.
Yeah. Arbalest is coming in, Bracer coming in, so we might get a decent trade on the right side, but even then... Yeah.
Now, at least at this point, Yo is going to be ahead in the Treb War, but only by a little. Actually, I don't think Yo was able to afford a Treb as soon as he hit Imperial Age.
I mean, he didn't have the castle up when he hit Imperial Age either, so
okay,
it took a while. He did lose his Arbalest army on the right side as well, to the crossbow army of Hera. And Hera is now surrounding Yo's base with crossbows from every angle, and just feels like it reinforces the thought that the only way Yo could have possibly won this game would be an eagle switch, but then again, Hera's eco is very solid. He could have maybe even made a longsword switch.
I mean, Hera must have been thinking on the same wavelength because he's already gotten men at arms, he's gotten supplies, he's gotten +1 defense for his infantry, even grabbing a couple relics as well.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it seems kind of like weird, but if you're playing against Mayans, you're like, okay, what are like the only things they can ever do? A bunch of archers or an eagle warrior switch?
Well, like you also have to differentiate between plumes and crossbow, right?
Yeah, but in this situation, you know that Yo is never going to be able to build up a large army of plumed archers. So really, it's just the Arbalest play or eagle warriors.
One of Hera's trebs have just been shooting at the nearby buildings instead of the castle, so we might want to change that. Because his own castle is about to go down, but military numbers, Hera's still doubling the count of Mr. Yo. And yeah, even the numbers, Yo has the hill on the bottom side, even though he has the hill, the numbers of Hera are just way too many, and with some micro as well, there's no way Yo gets any damage done there. Yo is trying though, by all means, but at this point it feels like an unwinnable battle.
Yeah, I mean, since the archer numbers are already in favor of Hera, Yo is just, he's never going to be able to like close the distance to get like a good fight, because he's just like can never like take these engagements that he needs to. And it looks like he is out of stone, so he will be unable to repair this castle. And even though the one Treb died, as I always tell people, 3 is the magic number of Trebs. Always kills the castle.
Indeed, clean up the Arbalest on the left side as well now, so Yo is... I kinda hope he would call the GG very, very soon, please. Because it's very clearly over.
Yeah.
Please, Yo. He's actually making a seed workshop. Still got some fight in him. Not sure what he's planning to build from there.
Siege towers?
Mangonel?
Siege towers.
Battering ram. There comes the second wave of Hera. Hera is pretty much doubling the population of Yo now. Close to it anyway.
Does this remind you of playing games against Tim?
A little bit actually, yes.
Yeah.
But then again, the score actually looks way closer than it actually is. Score
And the
is
score
only
looks
1,000.
really bad for Yo.
Yeah, but it's only 1,000, like only in quotes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But it should be like 3,000.
Yeah. I mean, almost doubling the overall population, just ahead in pretty much every way. And,
I think Hera
Oh.
sees on the right side, he sees the wood chopped, so he thinks there's a town center there. So he's putting a castle there. Little does he know, there's actually just a lumber camp.
see, Yo is forcing Hera to commit resources that are, you know, greater than anything that Yo's having to do. So he can just back away, and Hera's just stuck with this useless castle.
True that. Fantastic move by Yo. Yo, get out!
Yo! I mean, I don't want to be the one to throw out the resign already.
Yeah. I mean, there's a mangonel about to pop. Maybe with a magical shot he can make the comeback.
If he kills all of these, like, 20-something Arbalests, Hera still has, like, double the military.
Yes. Oh,
Oh, okay, that's a GG
please,
moment,
yo,
right?
please put us out of our misery.
Oh, come on.
Yo.
Okay, there we go.
Finally. All
I
right.
do feel a bit bad for Yo going 1-2 in all of his sets, but this was definitely not the best outing he's had.
I mean, at least it shows that it's very close, right?
Yes. I mean, I think all four of you guys that are playing are. It just comes down to the day and the, you know, map and matchup and whatever.
I mean, it's been every result, so the whole day has been 2-1. So.
So you better 2-1 Leary.
But first, I gotta try to stay awake, and we'll take it from there.
Well, I did my best to get you through this set.
Thank you, Onlu. I do appreciate that.